Hi, neighbors. I'm Andy Woodworth. I'm one of the pastors of Neighborhood Church, and it's really good to see you today for this Thursday Thought with a Pastor. Um, this week and this weekend is Earth Day, and so if you join us for church on Sunday at 11 a.m. on our live stream, then you'll hear us talk a little bit about what it means to be a person of faith who cares for God's creation. But this Thursday, what I was thinking about is something along the same lines. And so I'm outside here this morning, and we're going to talk a little bit about caring for the earth and noticing God at work in creation. So because we're outside, I might get interrupted. My dog might come running by. My kid might come running by. There's people doing stuff outside. So that's just the way it is, right? It's just the world. And we're going to roll with it. Yeah. Scripture tells us that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof in the old language. It's kind of like everything belongs to God. And part of what I believe is that God is like permeated all the way through creation, all the way big scale stuff like galaxies and supernovas, and then all the way down into like the subatomic, like God's in all of these things. And so one of the ways that you can really practice a faithful life is by just kind of slowing down or stopping and trying to notice where God is at work in things. And right now in April, it's spring and the world is springing out. And it's a really great time and season to notice change and notice that God is what God is up to in the natural cycles of things. And so one way to do that, of course, like go on a walk or something like that in your neighborhood, or you can start cultivating things in your own space, in your own house, on your patio, in your yard if you got one. And that's what I'm going to really focus on in just a minute. So I'm a gardener and I love gardening, but in this season, I'm also trying to do some new things, and to also do some things that kind of reuse resources that we have. So we cook with ginger a fair amount, and I have some ginger here that started sprouting. I'm going to see if you can see this. There's like a little bit of a leaf bud happening there, and so I've read that you can plant ginger, and while it's a tropical plant, you can plant it and it will grow back. And so that's something that I'm going to try. So I'm just planting this ginger down here in this potting soil that we have. And here's another little one right here. I'm just going to nestle it down in this dirt, kind of cover it over. And we are going to, I don't want that. We're going to see what happens with this ginger as things warm up. So I love watching plants grow, and I love watching things like roots that start out looking dead and like there's no life in them at all, surprise us and start putting out new life and kind of showing us actually there was life in there that whole time. The other thing I want to show you, I'm not going to be planting it yet because it's still in process. I've never done this before, but I've read that you can take kind of the bottom end roots of things like lettuce and onions and carrots, and they'll sprout back again. And so we cut off, this is romaine lettuce, and stuck it in some water. This is about 4 days of it just being in some water, and already it's grown like a couple inches out of the top of this. When it has roots, I'm going to put it in some dirt in my front yard, and we'll see where we get from there. I love this idea that infused in all living things is this way of putting out life, a way of regenerating, a way of continuing to live even when it seems like everything is over. That's partly the message of the resurrection, is that even when it seems like it's the end, it's not. Death is not the end of us. And even in the middle of winter, life is going to come again. Even in seasons of grief and pain and hardship, joy comes in the morning. Y'all, God's not done with this world. God's infused in this world. And life is emerging all around us. So I invite you to find a way this week, this weekend, to get out and enjoy the earth, to marvel in something big or something small, and to be a co-creator with God, and to help care and tend for the world, maybe by planting something, maybe by noticing something, maybe by making the world a more beautiful place. That's what I'm going to be doing. I hope you enjoy it too. Have a great weekend, y'all. See you soon.